Continuing my binge of Yoru Sumino's works brought me to this, their third book, and I'll be blunt, this one makes me so angry. Adachi, called Archie by his friends, is a high schooler who turns into a monster each night. He roams the world in the state until one night he enters his high school and finds Yano there, a girl who's being bullied mercilessly during the day. Over repeated visits, the pair form a sort of friendship, though even that's being generous. The thing about the story is that the transformation is a side note. It's just an excuse to get Adachi and Yano together, as the majority of the story revolves around their time in class together and the aforementioned bullying. The story delves deeply into themes of peer pressure and the desire to fit in, and it portrays all of this with eerie realism. But this also makes Adachi insufferable. The only thing I can say for him is that he doesn't take an active part in the bullying for the most part, but he just turns a blind eye to what's going on out of fear of being ostracized himself. His inner monologuing makes things worse. He simply doesn't care that Yano is being treated horribly. His main concern is simply to make sure he fits in with everyone else. The few times he somewhat acts like he might feel bad for her, he takes a half dozen steps back by admitting he isn't actually going to do anything, or that he doesn't think it's his problem, or any other excuses. Even his first meeting with Yano speaks to this. He's a literal monster, but all he can think about is how he can't let anyone know that he's been associated with her. The fact that Yano is clearly depicted as being on the autism spectrum only makes his apathy and her treatment even worse, as is his continued insistence that the class is right to harass her because she's different, and that he needs to keep his own thoughts in line so that he doesn't act out by mistake, as if he were in 1984. Of course, this kind of sheep-mindedness is common in such settings, and part of the story's impact is that it does show how toxic their environment can be. Even picking up something Yano dropped is enough for the class to turn on someone for, as Adachi puts it, defying the class's sense of unity, as is his admission that teachers are utterly useless unless physical injury is involved. But it still hurts to see the bullying escalate over the course of the story, and even more infuriating to see Adachi continuing to insist that he's the victim and in the right, all while Yano herself continues to do her best with the hand she's been dealt. He's pathetic and the story is miserable, but that's the point, isn't it? Real life is like that. In other words, this book is incredibly difficult to read, especially if you've been subject to such treatment yourself. As such, it's difficult to recommend this, but if you want a raw, introspective novel like Sumino's other books, you'll value this one too. And if you've read it, I'd love to hear what you think. There are no illustrations or even a manga adaptation, which is why you've been seeing random footage so far. Thank you for reaching the end of this video. I hope you liked it. Please let me and everyone else know your thoughts and recommendations or feedback in the comments. Also like, share and subscribe to help the channel grow. Thank you all again for watching, and as always, have a great day.